You're walking down a long corridor in a hospital. Children and the elderly line the sides, crying and bawling interminably. You spot a man walking toward you. It's Chris Morris. You walk up to him. You smile and tell him how much you admire his work. He stares at you blankly. You ask him for his autograph. He leans in close to you and says, "You do realize that you're asleep." He then walks away, smacking you on the back of the head with his newspaper. The blow dislodges all of your teeth, and blood begins to pour from your mouth. The walls of the corridor attain a non-Euclidean geometry and stretch wildly into the distance. It's at this point you realize you're having a German expressionist dream. Stuff sucks.
Hello!
Hi!
Hi!
Hello.
So, stuff sucks, eh?
Yes.
Proper
Sucks!
does. Yeah, it's not getting any better.
It's not. The world is a hole full of misery and fire.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I had to find stuff that sucked. Like, I didn't feel ready and willing to find things that sucked.
You were
Just
in,
naturally.
you're in
I had
quite
to
a
go
bouncy
looking
mood.
for it this week, which is a good thing. But it didn't take much to find something. I just clearly wasn't looking hard enough originally.
Alright.
Yeah, well, I'm Jan.
I'm Jim.
I'm me.
Mystery guest. He's a mystery. I'm Al.
Oh, well, this week, everything sucked. Nothing has sucked as much as this week.
Why?
I don't know, this week's just been an absolute bummer.
Oh. That sucks.
That does suck.
Well, get it out of your system.
What do I think
Anything
sucked?
anything specific?
Oh, God.
Or is it all just sort of just...
Doom. Doom from on high. Well, let's start off then with, like... I'm not bagging on the Russians again. Because I know a lot of awesome Russians are out there. But Putin is a shitbox.
Putin. It's
Mr.
pronounced
Putin.
Putin.
Mr. Putin.
Unless you want to call him Vladdy Putin.
The fuck's his deal?
I don't know. The Ukrainian army have all left Crimea today.
Have they?
After some of them got shot.
Because it's going to Russia.
Well, the Russian army taken over all of their military bases, and they've got their eyes on 2 ships as well that they're having. So they've decided to cut their losses and leave because who wants to fight with Russia?
Well, this is
Not many
a
people
fair
right now.
point. Wow, balls. That's not good. That sucks. That definitely sucks.
Yeah. So, welcome to Russia, Crimea. I'm sure you've obviously got the news before I did. Maybe a bit more vividly as well. But it definitely seems to suck somewhat.
I don't know, wasn't there that thing saying that 95% of them wanted to go back to Russia?
That's what the vote said.
Well,
Yeah.
I wonder how many people voted.
Didn't
I wonder if it
also...
was even real.
Wasn't there like a boycott on the pro-Ukraine side as well?
I believe mostly the indigenous Tartars. Tartars? Am I pronouncing that right? Tartars.
Tars.
Tartars.
Tar.
The Tartars weren't too keen on the Russians coming back because they've traditionally been fucked over by them.
Yeah,
You know,
the population is
tradition.
meant to be majoritively indigenously Russian.
Seems that way, yeah.
It's difficult to say because before the Cold War, the Ukraine didn't exist. So obviously a lot of
Does that
people.
like mean much like current Mother Russia, as it were? Is it Father Russia?
I guess I'd rather.
Mother Russia.
Mother Russia.
I guess you'd rather not be the front line in a fight between Ukraine and Russia, or if you are going to be the front line, you might as well be on the Russian side of that.
No, fighting both.
It's
Stand in
only
the
going
middle.
to end. It's only going to end one way. That isn't it, really?
Yeah, I was mostly surprised how the guy came out and didn't say we want to be Crimea or our own independent state. He came out and said we want to be Russia again. So they've declared independence and then declared that they want to be Russian. It just seems quite odd in this day and age. Well, like Scotland might do it. They might declare independence and then a week later they'll be France.
Traditionally very close ties between Scotland and France could happen.
Or the Republic of Ireland.
Why not? Just across the way, stone's throw.
Yeah, just start up a big fuck England conglomerate.
Could they claim to be Scandinavian, do you reckon, Scotland?
If the Scandinavians let them, maybe. I don't know. It's difficult
I
because...
suppose you can claim to be anything.
yeah, that's true.
I'm like, Scotland could end up fucking off.
I think they're going to secede, then invade England and make it Scotland.
Maybe better off in some respects if that were the case.
The whole country becomes Scotland.
Well, yeah, if you look at the stuff that's like a bit close to home with the whole Michael Gove stuff, that's fucking suspect as.
Well, what did he do?
There's an article written by Michael Rosen, who's a respected poet and author in Britain, and he was like basically coming up with the query of the fact that Michael Gove has started to initiate these initiatives where like schools that are currently sort of state run are becoming academies, but this means that sort of like they've always held the title deeds in the council. So what he's done is he's made certain sort of stipulations in the law, which means that basically he's handed over £10 billion worth of state assets to his mates.
Oh, good.
So what he's done is like he's told all of these schools as soon as they become academies, they hand over their title deeds, which is about 5 million on average. 2,000 schools means like about 10 billion minimum. And like as Michael Rosen points out, Thatcher sold off state assets, but she never just like gave away that significant amount just to the Tory Treasury, because Michael Gove has also made it like meant in the figures of the law that the runners, like the people who run the academies, cannot be held liable for any losses by the academy, and it also gives them free license to then sell off the land and rent out the property, as it were, to other people to make more money, where those funds then go to the Cayman Islands as excess funds.
So it's all good for Michael Gove.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like Michael Rosen, in order to get hold of this information, had to go through the Information Commissioner, like to actually get a straight answer from him, and then he published this sort of like really good article. I'll send you guys the link, but it's like absolutely fucking catastrophic.
That does suck.
£10 billion worth of state assets, and also funded by £50 million worth of taxpayers' money to cover the legal fees for this arrangement.
Plus, then it'll also be, financially a really good deal for someone to shut down all the schools
And then rent out the properties to academies, privatise the whole fucking lot as much as you can to get as much money as you can.
We need more fucking money.
Yeah, and people making money off education. Corporatisation of the whole sort of system.
That's so suck, it took a deep sigh off everyone. Oh wow. Dominic, did that sentence make sense?
Yes.
I hope so. If it didn't, cut the lot.
It made somewhat sense.
What I'm trying to say
sense as my sentence
is-
made.
That sucked so much. It was a little bit depressing, and we all had to take a big deep sigh at the end
Gather ourselves.
there. Yeah, pants.
Well, no,
Why
it's
the
not-
fucking
it's
with
not.
education? This is like the fucking shit with the history.
And the health service, the military, everything's just getting fucked over for
That
like
too.
commission.
They're getting ready to go into space. All the rich people are getting ready to just leave us.
At least
Go and build some. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get a robot suit. I'm going to go up there. I'm probably going to get shot pretty quick, but I'm going to wave sternly at them
In a robot suit.
in my robot suit.
Do you think that's good use of a robot suit?
Jim, you'll be a terrorist. Which brings me sort of segueing into media, which is what I want to talk about. That's the thing that I think that sucks.
Anything in particular?
Yeah, 24-hour rolling news sucks. And the tabloids are part of this as well. Like, the idea of bringing out a paper every day is kind of part of that. But also just news shows that they're on 24 hours and there's constantly something new and there's such a high volume of information that it just gets fucking a bit warped. Like,
The generation of fear and sexy violence.
yeah, they just it's too easy for people to decide what we pay attention to.
I'm just miming the word doom. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
You understand what I mean, though?
I know
They
you-
do, like, what they want to say is important becomes important.
Well, like this whole plane thing. It feels like that crash plane has been on the news.
You just
all
said the
day
crash
for
plane.
3
It's been
weeks.
not confirmed as crashed.
Oh yeah, they've found debris at the plane. They think, but like, who knows?
If you go into the whole sort of like quandary, if someone actually took the plane, they'd have the facility to believe debris behind and have actually the foresight to foresee people will look for that and think, oh, a crash plane.
Like an evil version of international rescue.
Obsessed with international rescue.
Yeah, but these guys are like international fuck up. What's
What's
the opposite of rescue?
I don't know, but what did they do?
International harm causing.
And why?
I do like the fact that you remember when there was where was that big tsunami? Was it in?
Asia.
Oh, you mean the crazy big one?
Yeah, that was in Thailand. Or,
Yeah, in
was it
Fijian areas.
Was it Thailand?
Where's the place it whacked
Asia.
by?
That's as definite as I'm willing to go.
It's a continent.
There was one place that really hit them bad. Where was it? Oh
Was
my
it Malaysia?
God.
Maybe. I
What are
don't.
you even talking about?
The Boxing Day tsunami from like 2004
Oh, it's
or
Thailand.
5. Was it
Thailand.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty
When that was
sure.
going on, America had like 2 massive fucking naval vessels right there that were carrying out like rescue drills full of all supplies to help people in a fucking like
That's quite convenient.
yeah, like right in that sea. And they're just like, oh, we just happen to have planned exercises right then.
Odd
Like,
shit
how
happens.
lucky that is. Like,
Maybe
I
that-
don't know, man. Like,
Testing
fucking...
That sucks though, in the sense of like, if,
That's amazing, but...
if it is kind of coincidence, then awesome. But at the same time, if like they had foresight, you'd hope they'd warn some people.
Or they were testing HAARP and they weren't sure what was going to happen.
Yeah, that's the one that gets me. I'm like...
That's like full blown.
I don't know, when those
conspiracy.
fucking gone and done some sneaky shit, and they're like, oh, better fucking
These
limit the fucking
stuff's happening out
What,
there.
the
collateral damage, yeah.
Yeah. This is the future. Weird sci-fi shit's happening.
I want to go like quaff, yeah, well, like
Totally, but this is what people don't realise that the weirdest things you can possibly imagine are happening right now.
no, I mean that's the scary thing. About it is really true. Like
The
all
technology's been shown, like the vibrational thing with the way tectonic plates work and everything. Like you can trigger an earthquake, like
Oh shit!
everything's like feasible, but especially like
whether they're doing it or not.
well, I mean, the thing is, they're doing fracking, so you know why not? It's only the same thing for sort of like a minimal gain for a massive destructive sort of like outcome.
What was that thing about? There's like a moon on Jupiter that's got fucking like more oil on it than fucking our oceans or some shit.
Really?
Yeah, you're like fucking go on then.
Like Europa or something?
No, it's not Europa. Europa's the nice one, isn't it?
Well,
Io.
Europa's the frozen one.
Io. Is that just the name of? That's just the name of a moon of Jupiter, you know?
I think so.
Yeah.
It could be a different planet's moon, but it's certainly someone's moon.
A
It
Titan.
could be Io. I
Titan.
don't know if that's one of them. Titan. That's the one that's like molten metal.
No, that's that fucker with the big old volcanoes. Or maybe it is Titan.
I mean, I thought Titan was one of the ice giants.
No, that's
Well, it shows that we
Europa
just
and
don't
one of
know
the
our
ice
Jupiter
volcanoes.
moons more than anything this
I mean, so much
conversation,
more Brian
which
Cox
also
is.
sucks. We should do better.
Phobos is the one with the
Is there
ice
anything else that
volcanoes.
sucked this week?
No, I thought Titan was.
We're not getting locked into a conversation about the moons we don't know of Jupiter.
Yes.
Right.
But you know you want to.
No,
sometimes. That sucks
that
as well that we
definitely
don't know.
sucks. Like, yeah.
Jan, what sucked?
The cinematic adaptations by New Line Cinema and Peter Jackson of the works of J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh wow! Wow, we're going down that road.
We're going down that route.
This is
We're
big.
going down. We're going on that adventure. Are we?
Yeah, indeed.
5 days of walking.
It will be long, it will be arduous, and it will be repetitive.
Okay, what's your main beef?
I think my main beef is that everybody else
Yeah.
says it's fucking awesome, and I don't see it. So to try and compensate, I tell everyone it's fucking terrible.
Hold his hand up. Well, what's your deal?
You said my name, you motherfucker.
That's going to get cut anyway. Presumably, you want to have an out.
Yeah, but I want to point that out now so it remembers to get cut.
Wait, are you having a question out? Will you
Yeah,
put your hand up to
what
have
are we
a question
talking about?
out?
Like,
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of
yeah,
the
because I've
Rings.
not seen that one.
Wait, no,
No,
Lord
Lord
of
of
the
the
Rings.
Lord
in
of the
general.
Rings and
right,
the
okay,
whole
sorry,
thing.
yeah.
I've not seen the new Hobbit,
Mm.
part 2 or whatever.
In that case, sorry. Cut and cut. Carry on.
But yeah, everyone else thinks they're bloody brilliant and they deserve to win Oscars and that they're amazing.
Oh,
And
you can never credit the Oscars with any validity and whether anything's good anyway, because it's all a load of nonsense. The thing I think about Lord of the Rings and any adaptation, it's not going to be the only one. It may be the only one for quite a long time, but it's not going to be the only one. And it's like there are so many positives you can take. There are things I dislike in the series, but at the same time, it fucking looks amazing.
they are beautifully crafted films, and the people that they've employed as actors are, pretty much awesome on every count. But
The action's superb.
I'm sure the action is superb, but
I
if
think it could
I've
be
seen
better.
one sword and shield fighty battle,
That's enough for you.
that's enough for
So
me.
it's got to be about the rest of it.
Well, there needs to be an overarching story to prop up the battles, and for me, it wasn't really there.
Mm.
And the whole monetization issue of they released it, and they released it out on VHS and everyone bought it, and then they released it on DVD and everyone bought it, and then they released a special edition and everyone bought it, and then they released a super duper special edition and
I
everyone
wouldn't
bought it.
contribute like consumerism to sort of like being a blame, particularly to Peter Jackson and the film crew who produced the movie.
I don't know.
It's
these three that come
someone's
out.
fault, isn't it?
Yeah, but that may not have been his say per se. Like,
Still, it just seemed that they really tried to milk a lot of people for a lot of money on that. Poor Howard. Poor Howard's bank balance
Did the
is probably
films-
around £700 to £800 less.
were you familiar with the Lord of
Because
the
of
Rings
this one.
storyline, i.e. the books, before the films?
Yeah,
I
but
had read
the
The
thing-
Hobbit, which I enjoyed, and I had read maybe the first third of The Fellowship, which I thought may well be good, but I didn't have the stones to keep on reading it.
Does Howard mind?
Probably not, no.
No.
But I mind for him.
Yeah, but I think
Did
It
he buy
upsets
every
me.
format?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
but that's what he's well into. So
It's true. I've bought 3 copies of Cool Runnings in my life. Thankfully, they all cost me around £3 each.
and they're all the same version.
Yeah, they're all the same version.
No
Yeah.
I'd love to see a director's cut of Cool Runnings.
So
Maybe you could get a
Gabriel-
director to do a cut of it. But yeah, probably not. Was there a gag reel?
For Cool Runnings?
Hmm.
Not that I saw.
It's just the whole film. Really.
That's mean.
That's a gag enough.
It's a Disney movie, man. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's an amazing
What?
film.
Well,
Cool Runnings is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
A face of non-committal emotion.
Mm.
However, one of the cool things that they've like put across well from the books is like the magnificence of like vast numbers of enemies running away from just 3 individuals chasing them.
Cool Runnings was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They really caught that.
Yeah.
In both
A
that
badass mother who don't take no crap of a nobody.
I was talking about Lord of the Rings, but the same difference.
Oh!
Oh, that sucks. We can mention this. I'm sure we've mentioned it before at some point, but we'll mention it again because we're talking about Cool Runnings. Well, we're meant to be talking about Lord of the Rings, but we are talking about Cool Runnings. But in the ITV afternoon edit, they fucking cut that whole bit.
They do.
Right, and not only is that like, that's rubbish, because obviously it's an iconic moment of those two particularly pulling together and him motivating him to, stand up for himself.
around
But
the bar.
also,
Yeah.
it means that then just 2 black guys like walk out of a bar and then they come back from the toilet and start a fight. It's like, hang on.
It just kind of changed the dynamic
Yeah.
of the scene.
It's
It
a bit
just,
weird.
yeah, it's like almost like making it more
It's
racist.
like the Chinese version of the Karate Kid. You know, the
Sounds
remake.
really complicated.
They edited out all the bits where the Chinese kids like pick on Jaden Smith
No, it didn't.
in the Chinese version.
Oh.
So it just looks like Jaden Smith throughout the film just keeps starting fights for no reason with all these kids.
Do you know what sucks about the original Karate Kid?
Nothing.
The fight at the end,
Oh.
where the dude specifies 8 or 9 times, no kicks to the head,
Yeah.
and the fucking dude wins by kicking the other guy in the face.
But he kicked him really hard.
And it's
Yeah,
only
but that's
once.
still cheating,
It's only once, man.
and against the rules.
Yeah, but he'd already like fouled him twice by that point.
And he's allowed 2 faults, so that technically counted as a fault, even though he knocked him the fuck out.
Do you know what really? No, because what really sucks is like in the new version where for no reason they do like a CGI wire work fucking spectacular overhead kick where they should have just like had Jaden Smith doing a really fucking good kick.
I did
Well,
like the
also
kick.
though, you're like, he's doing kung fu, isn't he? And it's the Karate Kid.
It's like
a
an
bit
instant
big.
misnomer. It's like Alanis Morissette's ironic unless that's the greater irony, in which case he's either a genius or a moron. It's tricky.
The fact it's a song called Ironic about irony that doesn't have a single ironic thing in it.
Exactly. So it's sort of like
Yeah.
one way or the other.
That's ironic. Oh, wait a minute. Lord of the Rings.
Mhm.
What was your deal with it?
Fucking sucks.
I have to say, did you see the thing? I think it might have been on Crack the other day. The Treebeard, the Ent, who hates to be called a tree, whose name is Treebeard. It's a little bit, you know.
Maybe the kids were mean when he was a nymph.
Oh, they
He
start
probably
off
didn't have a beard then.
Well, no, but then maybe they're saying like tree beard because he developed it early and got pubes and they're all naked as trees.
I have to say, like one of the things I do think negatively about Lord of the Rings is like it's way long-winded,
Yeah.
and like now having read Game of Thrones, I just find it's a little bit overly simplistic.
Or a bit flabby, like plot-wise in places and shit. They
Yeah.
could have done with a bit of a edit.
I read the book off the back of reading for like a classics course, and it's written like epic Homeric poetry.
Like a saga.
Yeah, so it was too similar for that for me to really get into it, which is why I bailed on the book.
I don't totally disagree with what you guys are saying, but at the same time, that is a really well piece of visual art put from a fucking novel,
movies.
man. Like books are really tricky to put across on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not saying they didn't do a very good job. I'm saying I didn't enjoy it
No, fair enough.
because it sucked.
There's things like I've had that with the new one, but I'm not going to do any spoilers, but just that there's things like I don't like that they're doing some things, but I do quite like the way they're going to do it, and this is why I think about it in the kind of somebody will do it again. Somebody's going to make another version of it at some point. That there are things in this that is more like that for me that I'm just like, yeah, all right. I don't think you should have done that, but you are doing it, and you're doing it pretty well, to be fair.
And things like the female characters in it, like they had to beef up Arwen's role in the first 3
Yeah,
because she's an incidental character. Basically, they had to create female characters for the Hobbit because there aren't any women in it.
Yeah.
That's because
Well, unless any of the dwarves are.
No, it's because it was written by a partial misogynist who
You say
and that
mis-
sucks.
You say
Yeah.
misogynist, but he went to war, and this is back in the days when women didn't go to
No,
war.
no, no,
And a lot
but
of this is
women-
about
no,
his
that-
experiences in World War
That's a
One.
naive statement, man. Because
I know a lot of women went to war, but they
like, and they actually served directly, sort of like either on the front line or actually in the industry, which actually sort of funded the war.
I was saying he came from a different
Fueled
time.
I know, but that's what I mean.
Bullshit.
He's a fucking misogynist. Like that's fair enough. Like he had a masculine view of the world, so he put that into his books.
He might not have been in real life.
Oh,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no.
I
But
don't
he
know.
may not have even been realised that. But that is the reality, looking back upon the fact. But that doesn't mean I hate his work because I fucking love Lord of the Rings. I love the films. God damn it.
Yeah, it's very different to hate someone's lifestyle, and I love their creative output.
Much like
Michael
Tom
Jackson.
Cruise.
Woody
Yeah.
Allen.
There's like
Roman Polanski.
hate
Yeah,
the man,
we
but
go.
don't hate his work. Like fucking Roman Polanski's and Woody Allen are controversial sort of figures in that very vein.
Rock and Roll Christmas.
Rock and Roll Christmas.
What a great song by a terrible paedophile.
Oh
It
God,
does
no!
suck that so many sort of sexual deviants seem to find their way into the entertainment industry.
So talented.
And they love people for some reason, especially the kids.
It's like-
No, I think the only thing there is that they're the paedophiles we've heard of. That's the only difference.
Well, so it's actually scary because there's far more of them, but we don't know about them. So it's
Yeah,
probably
you're
all
not
the
going to hear. You're
entertainment
not going to hear
industry.
about Larry, the fucking businessman who's a pedo, are you? You're going to hear about Gary Glitter, the fucking artist, or whoever.
He
That's why we
hasn't
don't
exactly
only
kept a
hear
low
of famous.
profile,
No,
to
but
be fair.
you'll only ever have heard of famous ones. Like, because you're not going to have heard of the people who aren't famous.
And that's what YouTube's for, isn't it? To expose all of that bad behaviour.
And at the mention of the word U-tree,
we move on. Yep, that sucks.
Put it in
Done.
the tags.
mystery guest, what do you think sucks?
As I said earlier tonight, and like to give things a lighter tone, I think it really sucks when your pens get stolen at work.
Oh, it fucking does.
It does,
fucking
because
bullshit.
Really
I can
does.
agree with that as well.
if you work with pens like in your workplace, it may be unnatural, who knows, but you form a special bond, and that shouldn't be fucked with.
Well, how many pens did you lose?
In that case, I lost about 5 pens,
Fucking awful.
all of which had like sort of like
All of your
like,
pens, all of them.
Well, yeah, in that individual case, when my lab coat got like sort of like lost in the process. Recently, I just had like 1 pen gone missing today.
I don't give a shit that
and
I lost
actually
my
had to
lab
track it
coat,
down,
but all
like-
the fucking pens that were in it. God damn it!
man.
It's when all the pens go missing at mine. That's what fucking does my head in.
Yeah.
I don't mind if people need to use a pen, they can use a friggin' pen. It's a different setup at ours, though. I understand that you guys are quite finicky about pen usage in your place.
The
Science.
details,
But
man, details.
in ours, it's like whatever. But it's when there's none. There's no fucking pen on the desk. What the fuck's happened there?
It's when I reach into my drawer to take out my pen at work and bring it out, and somebody else has chewed it.
Oh.
That's not cool.
No, that's not fucking cool, man.
Paint that
That's like all
fucking
sorts of,
anti.
like,
Paint that fucking anti. Do you chew it?
they put
Yeah.
that DNA
Oh,
all
don't
over
paint
your
anything
pen,
on
man.
it. That really sucks.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre that you notice.
Well, it's significantly more chewed than I'd left
They're a
it.
more aggressive chewer than you.
Yeah,
reckon?
like
But-
end snapped off.
But does
the
that mean
lid
so,
all
like,
squashed in?
logically,
No.
there may have been a time where they chewed that pen and you weren't aware of it and you chewed it after the fact?
It's entirely
Yeah.
possible. I could have face aids.
Maybe they fucking think you're chewing their pen.
Well, they should not sit at my desk and go in my drawer for my pen. It's got my name on it. Not the
Ah.
pen, the drawer.
Yeah, that's a bit cheeky.
No, you have to label my pens because
Oh.
they keep going missing, and you have to be able to point at, like, name, bottom pen, covered in sellotape. I know that's mine.
You should start dipping your pens in highly potent laxative.
But I chew my pens.
Well, yeah. You need some kind of pen cover that you can then chew.
Bring a chewing stick for a few weeks.
Interesting offshoot on chewing things. My appetite for chewing things got so bad that I can't wear watches anymore because I chew them. Metal strap, I'll still chew it.
Chew what?
Painted in anti-chew goo. Just got used to the taste.
I imagine like the sight of you looking like you're an animal trying to chew your way out of a trap.
Yeah, I'm a chewer. I can't help myself.
Handy if you're ever trapped in some kind of like dungeon situation. You've got to get through some straps.
I'm also
Or your own arms.
fairly OCD and really don't like putting foreign objects in my mouth.
Do you think you could chew your way through one of your own limbs?
English
Like,
only
yeah,
for this one.
I could probably chew through one of my own limbs
Sweet.
if I had to.
Oh.
Fair play.
It depends which limb. Like, I don't think I could do maybe my feet because they're too far away from
What
my
if you
mouth.
had to do all of them?
Chew through all of my limbs to escape. The quality of life
It's
that I
like a
may
stock
have
situation.
afterwards would possibly not be worth going
It's
for.
always worth it. You
It's
get
alright,
robot
you've
hands
all-
and feet.
You'll almost certainly die of hemorrhaging anyway.
Yeah,
so
like
it's fine.
I reckon in 20 years you'll be able to like mind control your own limbs.
Oh, 20. Dude, they've got them now.
Yeah, but then
They've
not
just-
everyone's gonna get them now.
Yeah, that is a point. But they
If
have
I
just
chew my
tested
arms and
one.
legs off today, they're not going to give me robot arms and legs. They're going to call me a fucking retard for chewing my appendages
Look
off.
at you,
Unless
man.
you
Not
get-
if you were in a position where you had to do it to survive.
Find yourself in the right
They're not going to call
program.
you a dickhead. They're going to go fucking hell, man.
You'll get a film of the week.
Have some psychiatric treatment on us.
No, they'll be like, look at your profile and they go, this kid's got moxie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Chutzpah.
Chewed
That's
his
a-
own arms off. Like, fucking, yeah. Put him in a robot suit. Give him a microphone like
Yes,
a mech
just-
warrior.
Just get the robot arms and feet. Arms, hands.
I said about Alex splintering his leg. He like jumped off some wall trying to grab a tree and landed, and his leg like kind of like it didn't break, but like it proper popped a chunk out or something into his leg.
That
And,
sucks.
and he like walks around. He said he was like dragging it like he was a zombie. But like when he turned up at the hospital, the doctors were like, "You've walked on it." He's like, "Yeah, for like 2 hours." Like, fucking A, like,
Alright, yeah.
found out what sort of guy you are, like.
This man's army.
Yeah. They were pretty impressed by that. But he had fucked it. Yeah.
Is he alright now?
Oh yeah, he's fine. They said when
Then
they
that doesn't
did the
suck.
scans and found out that he'd done that, they said he'd already done it once before, years ago, and he'd just been walking around with a shard of his own bone in his leg.
Nice.
Do he get like an additional shard?
He is a
or is it
Viking,
the same
so-
shard.
Yeah, a prior shard, a different
Right.
shard.
He reckons it was when he jumped off something when he was in nursery.
Was this Alex?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, it can't be that far back. There must have been tissue separating like the shard from the bone. You'd expect the two to fuse and something.
You've got two bones in your leg, haven't you?
You have, like, you got your tibia and fibia, but like if a piece of that will come away like, in like a shard, then you'd expect like something like a fusion between the two, like given long enough a period.
I don't know. It's all speculation.
But it sounds intriguing. Like,
Yeah,
it's like, yeah. I mean, like people do
It's
get
pretty
like,
brutal as well,
especially
like-
in like your feet, people get like partially battered and misplaced bits of bone, and there's not much you can do about it. Like the problem being is that currently the operations to correct a lot of these problems are far more invasive and problematic than the actual sort of problems themselves.
Hmm.
You got to open a person up, and that's never a good deal. The general anaesthetic itself is like life threatening.
It sucks.
What if it was like a pinata? That'd be a pretty good deal. You've got to do surgery on someone, you open them up and they're just full of sweets.
That would be amazing, but this stuff sucks, so we can't talk about things like that.
One of the weird things like heard on Radio 4 recently was like how they were talking about sort of like in some cases going in vaginally, obviously with women, but also going with through orally with men, but pretty much like keyhole operations done with sort of like the new sort of robotic systems they have that basically mean that you never have to do like a proper sort of like incision again.
That's amazing.
I know.
It doesn't suck though.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
you're
suck.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking cool,
It's
isn't
pretty
it?
gory, but it's kind of neato.
Come on, this should have been easy. What's going on?
What?
Quick fire, something that sucks.
Quick fire.
Something that sucks.
Well, it doesn't actually suck, but reading it will make you feel bombed. The Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch by Philip K. Dick. Read that, because it's a nightmare, and it's happening now! That bummed me out.
Yeah.
Apologising when someone bumps into you automatically, and then them not actually sort of like acknowledging the fact that you didn't even need to apologise because they fucking bumped into you. You just occupying space.
Shads.
That was an interesting one. I too have felt that pain. What else sucks?
People without manners.
Oh,
They cost nothing. You know, let's all be nicer to each other. Dickhead.
Wow. Again, that was deep.
Get the
Val.
ball
That was
rolling.
nice. We're gonna cut this dead air.
No, we're not.
While I think of a quick fire. I was too intently listening to you. You two just did badass ones. Come on, that's.
is it The
that's not fair.
Flash? Because The Flash sucks.
No. Oh, I'll tell you what sucks. I'm allergic to apples and pears. That sucks, man. I like apples.
And
Can't eat 'em.
stairs.
Especially if you're a Cockney.
Yeah, can't
Yeah.
go upstairs when I'm in London. It's bullshit.
Nightmare.
Pineapples as well a little bit. Although I'm going to risk pineapples a bit more. But I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't.
Why have pineapples been playing on your mind so much?
Oh,
We talked about pineapples last... Oh, no, wait, you talked about
Yeah.
We all talked about pineapple.
pineapples. Yeah.
Why has it been playing on our minds so much?
Mm.
Oh. So yeah, that's all been rubbish. I hope you found some shit that was rubbish as well. But don't let it play on your mind. Just acknowledge there is shit and go back to things we like.
Yeah, because next week, everything will be fine. It's just this week that everything's shit. But give it a week. Spring's coming.
Get shit faced if you need to.
The sun's coming out. The birds are singing. The bees are trying to have sex with them. Everything's going to be fine.
Oh yeah, it's the season of duck rape. Duck rape starts now.
That sucks.
That is something that
Wow.
fucking sucks, man. Like, because we have the pond that, like...
No, we don't need details. We're at the end of the show, man. But
No, man.
yeah,
like,
let's just end it on
female
duck rape
ducks getting the
sucks.
back of their heads chewed off just for the sake of sort of like carrying on the species, man. That's fucking grim ass.
The horror.
And you can shout be gentlemen, but they won't behave.
Slightly less of a mystery guest there. I've been Alf.
I will continue to be Jan.
I'm going to be Jim.
I'm not a mystery guest.
Goodbye.
No,
Oh,
No.
you have to tell everybody. how to find us.
Oh, yeah. You can find us at WordPress at WeThingsLikeWordPress.com.
WeThingsLike.wordpress.com.
Shit! WeThingsLike.wordpress.com. We're also on YouTube and things we like. There should be links somewhere. We're also on Twitter and
Facebook.
Facebook. Did I not say that?
No, you went.
I meant Bookface. We're on Bookface, and go and have a look because
Either it's something you'll find stuff that sucks, or you'll find things that you like. We deal with both sides of the equation.
Yeah.
I think we try and put more things we actually like on there, but stuff sucks is for things that God, everything's shit.
Yeah. Things we like at hotmail.com, bitches.
Goodbye.
Night.
That's it. Good night.